motherfucker? So the reason why the last video I fucking put up, or it might come before, whatever, depending how long this video is, I totally forgot the reason why I was doing it. So that's why at the end it looked like I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, because I actually didn't bring up what I was going to bring up. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube shit recently, and that's when my ADHD went that way. No, fucking, I keep seeing this shit because it's Black History Month, you know, and I want to preface this by saying I'm not racist, I just don't understand the world, and its current state of things, you know. Like, I just want to make it clear that I don't care if you're, like, purple with pink polka dots, you know, I don't care if you are, like, all 10,000 genders, you know, like, I really don't care as long as you're, like, a cool person and stuff, you know, and same for me, like, I try to be, you know, like, a genuine, good, honest, and cool person, you know, not like I'm trying to be cool, but, you know, you get what I mean, you know. So I, you know, when people say like, oh, I don't see color, or I don't care, you know, I'm not like, oh, I have gay friends, or, you know, I have, you know, black, white, Asian, Hispanic friends, you know, blah, blah, like, I really don't think that kind of shit matters. So it just baffles me, like, the current state of society. I'm just like, yeah, go on Google and type, you know, black-owned businesses and support them and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, but I know a lot of, like, you know, Mexicans that have good businesses and they don't get enough whatever. So is there going to be, like, a Mexican-owned or, you know, businesses? And I know a lot of nice fucking white people that aren't, you know, that aren't necessarily, say they're Irish. Like, us Irish people were slaves for, like, quite some fucking time, you know, but we don't, you know, I've never seen, you know, unless it's like a whiskey commercial, you know, which is kind of funny, you know, promoting the whatever, the Irishes are alcoholics, but, it's kind of true. You know, and it's just like, yeah, there's no, what about Irish-owned businesses? We are slaves. You know, what about Muslim-owned businesses? Like, why can't we just support things because they have a good product, or, like, good food, or, like, good intentions? Like, why does it have to be racial? That's what I don't understand. Like, even, like, women-owned businesses, you know, like, I don't care if the person I'm getting stuff from is a eunuch, as long as, like, it's good, the product's good, the food's good, you know. What do I really buy? I really don't buy anything besides food, so Walmart, you know, whatever the fuck goes on at Walmart, you know. So it's just like, if anyone was ever like, you know, hashtag white-owned businesses, that's racist. You know, hashtag black-owned businesses is, like, progressive and woke and, you know, trendy. And I know people are going to say, well, like, you know, black people haven't had as much fair, you know, tries and blah, 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 or don't have as much whatever. But to be completely honest, like, for at least the past, I would say, 40 years, that's not really relevant, because I know, you know, like, my family and I know a lot of, like, very, very, very rich, you know, African-American people, or, you know, whatever you are. I don't really, like, I really fucking hate labeling, but, you know, dark-skinned people, you know, and they're fucking rich. They have, you know, like, their kids are part of, like, their family business, and they have all this shit, and they're not hurting, you know. Meanwhile, like, I'm trying to get out of my mother-in-law's place to get with my wife. My mom lives in a trailer park with my brother. It's falling apart, you know. Like, I don't see the privilege. I really don't, you know. You know, it's like, oh, you know, you have white privilege. I'm like, well, you know, I actually, you know, I really don't think that's a thing. I get the point, but in a general sense, like, it's fucking bullshit. Like, I love this shit. If you, like, Google it, you can get, like, white privilege cards, or, like, victim cards, or whatever, online. They're, like, $5. It's fucking hilarious. Just Google it. It's funny. Or whatever, but it's just, like, I've never had any privilege. Like, my grandparents had their own business and worked for everything they ever had, you know. They weren't privileged. Like, back in the day, their house was $12,000, so my grandma's parents bought her a house, you know, and then my grandpa's parents gave him a couple pools to start out on. You know, it's just like, no, like, I haven't really, like, seen people that, you know, like, oh, they're privileged because they're white, you know. Like, in all cases, it's been like, oh, their parents are rich. You know, so honestly, I think it's more of a money thing than a race thing. So it's just like, I don't understand why everyone's so obsessed with, like, labels and race and genders and, you know, like, what everyone is, like, identifies as, or how am I special today? You want to hear all my labels so you know I'm specialer than you? Like, I really just don't fucking understand it. You know, I would love to, you know, I'm kind of kidding, but I would love to see like a hashtag white owned businesses, you know, like just because I know so many people, you know, would attack me, you know, and the whole thing is just like, if you're offended, you're a pussy, you know, but I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just trying to bring up the conversation. It's like, why, you know, is society so pussified, and why can't anyone like speak their mind, and why does it matter? Like, they're fucking the government and society as we know it and social media is making people fucking racist, you know, between like all the Black Lives Matter bullshit. You know, I understand the shit behind that, but say you don't like black people or brown people or fucking Neapolitan colored people, you know, brown, pink, and white, whatever, you know, and there's a Neapolitan Lives Matter fucking shit, and it turns into a protest, it turns into a riot, and they act like the stereotypical thugs, even though there's a lot of white people there, but I'm just saying as like a general cause under that name. People that weren't racist are going to be like, oh, well, this is what they're doing, and people that were more racist are going to be justified in their bullshit, so why not prove them wrong and just go on about your fucking life? And, yeah, like a big thing, if you Google it, Martinez, my hometown, reppin' Datinas, wife's texting me, yeah, and that's another thing. I'm gay, I'm tattooed, you know, if I had more of a choice, like, I 100% would get my tits cut off and go on hormones, but I don't want to necessarily label myself as, like, trans, and I will kill myself before I fucking identify as non-binary, so I really just identify as Courtney. Let's just, you know, my pronouns are Daddy and Satan. You can call me whichever one you want. I prefer, like, you know, like Satan, because my wife generally just calls me Daddy, but, you know, like, you know, what if I literally, like, was like, yeah, you have to say these pronouns or it's violence, you know, because that's a thing, and it's just like, it fucking baffles me. I literally forgot what I was gonna fucking say, like, the point I was getting to, but the point is just like, stop trying to feel special. If you're a good person, shit will happen for you. You know, if you work hard, shit will happen for you. You know, and sometimes you'll work really hard and have the best intentions, and life's gonna shit on you, and you're never gonna get anywhere. It's really just up to the world, you know, so just do your best. You cannot change the world, you can just change yourself, you know, and once you figure that out, your life's gonna be a little easier, and that's what Marilyn Manson said, and that's what I'm gonna leave you with.